Good evening, everyone, and welcome to another edition of Wednesday Evening Happy Hour with Back to Basics Dog Training. Hope everybody's having a good Wednesday evening so far. And for you, those of you watching me live, please put in the comments that you're here. Let me know you're here, and also let me know where you're watching from. It's real important to me. Anybody who's joining, and I'll try to repeat this throughout the chat. If you're having a hard time typing in a question, go to the upper right hand corner. There's a couple of icons that may appear up there, and they are there for you. One of them, I think, has like a little box with an arrow through it. That's the comment box. Click on it to open up the comments. So anybody who's having a hard time with the comments, please put it on there. Check that box in the upper right hand corner. And like I said, I'll try to repeat that throughout the live feed tonight. So as always, I'm going to start off with a topic, and I'm going to talk about two dogs I worked with this week. It was a great house I worked in. I really enjoyed it. Nice young family, a couple of young kids, two dogs, both young dogs, both under the age of 1 year old. He tried to say in English, and what I liked about it is, and it's a great thing for me to talk about, is one of the dogs was a lab, a silver lab, big dog, probably going to be 70 to 80 pounds when it's full grown, and the other one was a Maltese, I believe, a small dog. And what I noticed from the moment I walked up is there were two different rules going on. And what do I mean by that? I'm just going to adjust my camera here a little bit, guys. Sorry. The big dog, they wanted control. This is what they're telling me. It's jumping on people. It's like overexcited. Grandma comes over. It's overexcited. It sees people on the walk. It's overexcited. And meanwhile, I'm watching the little dog, and it's doing the same exact thing. And I said to them, I said, well, okay, we're going to teach, the big guy how to be a gentleman. What about the little one? Oh, it's okay. It's tiny. It can jump on somebody. It's not going to hurt somebody. Yeah, and that's all true. Little dogs can jump on you. They're not going to hurt you. They're not going to knock you over. But the thing is the little dogs still have claws. And I always think about if the little dog is if the people coming over, maybe they're on blood thinners. Maybe they're on something that can cause a potential problem. So if the little dog jumps and scratches somebody on blood thinners, it could still be a major problem. So again, we want to disagree with the little dogs. So the little dogs don't get a separate set of rules. They have to abide by the same rules that we talk about for the bigger dogs, and they have to apply the same rules for everything. So if it's being on the furniture, if it's jumping on our guests, if it's barking, if it's nipping, if it's playing too rough, whatever it is, the little dogs need the same exact rules, boundaries, and limitations that we set up for the larger breed dogs. And it's only fair. And I always relate it to, I raised 3 kids, and they all got the same rules. No rules were different for one than they were for the other. So again, remember, if you're watching me live here, please put the comments in. Let me know you're here. If you're having a problem with the comments, look in the upper right-hand corner of your screen somewhere. There should be a place that you can click to open up the comments. I found out on some browsers that it's not automatically there. So please remember to do that so we can get the comments. If you're having a problem doing the comments on this platform, remember, go to my Facebook page, Back to Basics Dog Training NY. Put the comments on, send me a message and I'll get to the comments afterwards. I will share this out on my Facebook page also, so you can put the comments on there once it's processed through the YouTube world. So let me know you're watching. If you're here now, I do see a couple people are watching, so just shoot me a comment if you can. So when we were working with these dogs, I took the big dog because it was out of control. It was dragging mom around a little bit. And I took the big dog and I just made some very simple corrections. Like you all know, I talk about very simple, no popping a leash. I think I had to do it 3 or 4 times and the dog just stopped the nonsense. And then when he was calm, I was able to pet him. And once I started petting him, he got excited and we repeated the process. Then we had to best case scenario, they lived on a nice little cul-de-sac, and people were out, kids were out. And because I started setting rules from the very, very beginning with the bigger dog, it didn't react to the kids on the bicycles or skateboards or whatever the hell they were doing. And then, grandma came over, and grandma, of course, didn't want to follow the rules because her normal routine is she comes in, she loves the pups, and she wants to pet them. And I'm like, well, you can't pet them because you're rewarding their excitement. And remember, I always talk about stop rewarding the excitement of the dogs. It does not help anything. So if you're going to reward the excitement, when you first walk in, you're rewarding them. You're basically saying it's okay to jump on me, use your mouth on me if that's the type of dog, get overly excited, knock me down the stairs, whatever it may be. You're rewarding it if you're petting them when they're in an excited state of mind. Don't wait till they're calm. It makes much more sense. Nobody I know likes an overly excited dog, but we reward it all the time because, especially as the dog owners, we come home from work or the store, or we just go to the mailbox because then they think we're gone for hours. And they greet us all excitedly, and we pet them and we rough them up and we do all that. So again, guys, I'm not seeing any comments coming through. So I'd love to start seeing some comments. Like I said, if you are having a problem with the comments, I'm going to try to go on my phone and see if I can figure it out to show you guys. If I can find my YouTube on my phone. I know it's on here somewhere. YouTube, there it is. And I'm going to go into my live. And I have no idea. I should lower the volume so I don't get a feedback here. Let me see if I can find my live on here. I should see it here. Let me just see what we come up with. Notifications, no. I may need to go into my YouTube studio. I have no idea how this works, guys, so I apologize. Videos, live, and it should show I'm doing this live right now. And of course, it's not showing it to me. I'm trying here, guys. Bear with me here. Let me try something else here. Go back here. Go back to home. And let's see if I go into live. No, that's not what I want. Let's search back to basics, dog training. Back. Hi, Michelle. Hi, Athena. How's things going up there? I'm hoping it shows me my live video that I'm doing right now. Yes, it is. So if I go into my screen and I turn it this way, I do see Michelle's comments, but that's because I have the comments turned on. And if you can look here, I'm going to try to show it to you, but the light's getting in the way. Maybe, because it disappeared. This little box right here underneath my finger turns on and off comments. So if that helps you guys, definitely do that. I hope that helps because I'd like to see some comments. So Michelle, Athena, Rob, how's things going up there? I know the weather's getting a little nicer, so hopefully you've been working with her a little bit more. Let me know in the comments, and we'll keep going on what we're talking about. So while I was working with the bigger dog, the little dog was still acting up. It was just being, a typical Shih Tzu or whatever it was. And so finally I switched. I gave Dad the leash of the lab, and I took the Shih Tzu, and I did the same exact corrections. But what I want to tell you guys, and anybody who's watched me on this platform before, on my Facebook platform, I always talk about the 0 to 10 scale, and if they're at a 3, we got to correct at a 4. And that's true. If they're at a level 3 of whatever state of mind they're in, you have to correct at a 4. If they're at a 5, you got to correct at a 6, and so on and so forth. But my 4 correction would be less on the little dog than it would be on the big dog. She's been wild last couple of days, barking at the window when hear dogs next door. On a better note, she did respond favorably to the dog outside when I see them first, like you said. Yeah. So, like I said, Michelle, try to set her up for success. Try to get a neighbor, a friend, or Anybody who has a dog, just walk back and forth in front of your house, so you can start teaching her this is unacceptable, to carry on and try to bust through the door to try to get to play with these dogs. Because that's what I think she truly wants to do, but her excitement is getting in the way of you making corrective measures, and it just goes from that 0 to 10 too fast. So if you can do it in a controlled environment, it'll make it a lot easier. And I want to talk about controlled environment a little bit. Everything I try to do is always in a controlled environment. Like the dogs, these puppies that I worked with on Sunday, I think it was Sunday. I don't remember anymore. It may have been Saturday. I think it was Saturday after my live. No, it was Sunday. Um, Sunday, they were typical puppies, especially the lab, trying to eat everything on the ground: rocks, bugs, leaves, grass, whatever it was. Well, so what did I do? It was eating rocks. You and I all know rocks are deadly to a dog. It causes all sorts of major problems. It's an expensive surgery. God forbid they get a blockage. So what I did is I took some rocks and actually put them in the street, and I controlled the environment. And every time the dog went to go pick up a rock, nope, nope, nope. Definitely better when I keep her calm. I'm afraid that she's too above threshold and then sees e-collar corrections as punishment if I don't control the process. Absolutely. Remember, when we talk with the e-collar, we want to try to do things at the lowest setting possible. And that's why I keep talking about with the e-collar, and I had this conversation on a Zoom session Monday night with somebody who's using the e-collar too. You continue day in working low level obedience with them. So whatever I think those low level is with that black button, sit good, come, whatever you're doing, low level. So we're not associating the e-collar only with a higher level stim when she's making a mistake or an unwanted behavior. So every day you should be working on your low level obedience work with her, the pressure release theory. I lift up on the leash, our working levels, whatever it is, 8 out of 100, sit, the butt hits the ground, we release the leash, we release the pressure. Every day that should be worked on. Once she understands that low level stem means sit or come or whatever you're saying, her basic obedience, then we can practice without the pressure on the leash. Athena sit, boom. She sits, great. Athena come, boom. She comes, great. And that can be worked inside the house, outside the house. It doesn't make a difference where. And then use the higher levels when she has the unwanted behavior. But again, you want to associate that red button with she knows sit, she's not sitting, nope, higher level, quick stim. So she understands, oh, when I feel that little bit more intensity, I'm doing something wrong. So hopefully when she sees something out the door and you first see that little change in her, you can use the red button without having to turn it up. But it's constant reinforcement. Zoe's feeling a little bit better, so I think tomorrow maybe if I can get my wife and my daughter to go out and film me, I'm actually going to use Zoe with the e-collar to show you guys how it should work for the low level conditioning. I'm going to go to my storage unit, get one of the dog cots. I'm going to put it out in the yard, and we're going to do her with the sit. We're going to do her with the come, and we're going to do her on the place command. All hopefully tomorrow. I may break it down to a few different videos. I'll post it out on Facebook as well as here on YouTube. I think tomorrow's supposed to be a nice day, so I think we're going to definitely try to work something with that. And I'm going to, right now, I have not been using her prong collar. I'm going to actually use the prong collar when I do this. So the people that use a prong, use an e-collar, understand they can be used together without hurting or stressing out the dog. There is a huge misconception about the tools. They stress out the dogs. The tools will not stress out the dogs. The people behind the tools will stress out the dog because they'll do it wrong. So I hope that makes sense. And again, if you're watching this now, I see Michelle's on here. Put a comment in. Let me know you're watching. If you watch this later on the replay, put a comment in. Hey, I saw you on the replay, and I'm from Tucson, Arizona, or wherever you're watching it from. Let me know where you're watching from, because it's real important. I'm trying to get this thing out there. I hope all my friends out there that are watching this are sharing these things with their friends and family, so we can get more people interactive here, because I'm convinced that if somebody in Oregon asks a question, somebody in Maryland may say, "Oh my God, my dog's doing that," but I got to get the audience here to do it. So I'm hoping this Wednesday night thing is working. It's not as successful right now as my Saturday morning on Facebook. We're going to keep plugging away here on YouTube until we figure it out. But if you guys can share this with your friends and family, my YouTube channel, and tell them that I do this live every Wednesday night, 7 p.m. Eastern time, we can get more people on here that can help us help one family and one dog at a time. I'm a firm believer. And if you see me touching my shoulder, guys, I got my first COVID shot. So my arm's a little sore tonight. That was the only side effect I've had. So, getting back to it. So tomorrow, hopefully tomorrow night, you'll start seeing some more videos on my YouTube channel as well as my Facebook. Once they're up on YouTube, I will share them out on Facebook. And anything else you guys want me to try to show you or talk to you about in a video format, shoot me a message on Facebook, shoot me a message here on YouTube, and let me know, hey, can you do a video on such and such? I really need clarification on it. Eventually, my 5-part series of Mastering the Walk, I think I changed it on here on YouTube to leash training. I'm going to elaborate on each of the 5 steps. Putting the leash on the dog, threshold management, the structure, the recess, back to structure. I'm going to actually expand that to give more insight to help you guys, because I really want to see more and more people out there walking their dogs. I'm waiting to get the comment or the message from Michelle saying that she took Athena for a good walk down the block. I'm waiting for that day. I know the weather in New York hasn't been the most conducive to do it, so hopefully you'll start working on, like I said, do the driveway, control the environment, driveway, back and forth from the end of the driveway to the gate, to the end of the driveway, from back and forth until she gets back into a routine, and then go to your neighbor's home, come back, go to your neighbor's home, come back, go to 2 doors down, come back. You don't have to go for 5-mile walks, guys. And again, I do believe if you guys all can master the walk, you'll see you have better behaved dogs. And I believe that. I know that. People comment constantly about Zoe. Hi, Barbara. Ask away. And where you watching from, Barbara? So put that in your comments. But ask your question. I'm happy to answer anything that comes up my way. Yeah, people comment constantly when I walk Zoe around here. Dogs are barking at her. Little dogs, big dogs, doesn't make a difference. And they're pulling their owners, trying to get over. I'm in Brooklyn. Hello, Brooklyn. And Zoe doesn't react if I tell her no. She just will not react. And that's because, again, she was leash trained. By 5 months old, she was off leash trained, guys. But I took the time and the effort, and I reinforce it every day here when I'm walking her. And I walk her, I'm going to tell you, at least 6 times a day she gets walked. I probably do 3 or 4 of them. Between Marcy and Samantha, they do, 1 or 2, sometimes a little bit more. Yesterday, Zoe and I went for a good, 2.5 miles. Most of it was off leash, but I told her to heel, and she stayed right by my side the whole time, no matter what was going on around us. But it's effort, guys. It's effort. But the walking of the dog shows that leadership. And like the few times when I do take her off leash here and I just want her to go and be a dog, she will never get more than 10, 15 feet away, and she'll look for me constantly. And I played a game with her the other day. I hit, and she goes like, ah. So Barbara, yeah, when you get your question ready, just type it into the comments, and I'll be happy to answer it. I wish there was a way I can share my screen with you. Oh, there we go. My dog does not do well with new people coming into the house. I've been making sure to introduce them to new people outside the home first before they come inside, which I see an improvement. Great. I've been taking away, and Michelle says, I've been taking away privileges, Athena's privileges to go in certain rooms. She barks and lunges at windows. I don't know if that's effective. It's a Band-Aid fix on the situation. I'll tell you that much. Barbara, when you say that your dog doesn't do good when he meets new people, is it overexcitement? Is it growling? Is it lunging to bite. Give me a little bit more insight so I can tell you how. But I'm going to tell you now, most of the time when dogs have a hard time letting people into the home, it's because, and they all start off the same way. They were excited. Somebody new was in the home. Yay, 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 yay. And we're correcting with anger and frustration. So you got to, I take them sometimes to warm up to that. It takes them sometimes. I do tell them to ignore him, occasionally give him a treat when he comes up to them. Do you feel this is the right thing to do? Yeah, it never hurts. But what I would suggest you do is, how does he react when somebody knocks on the door, rings the doorbell? That would be my first question if I was there live with you face to face. How does he react? And of course, I'd be the one finding out because I'd be ringing the doorbell or knocking on the door. Um, if he gets really, really excited or any state of mind other than calm, you can't open the door because you're rewarding whatever that state of mind is. I actually, it's actually guarding and protecting the home. When we adopted him, he was afraid of people and actually has done a 180. We've worked very hard the last few months. Beautiful job. Beautiful. Beautiful. So we just got to cross this little bit of a hurdle. So again, look at the state of mind when people are coming in. Um, Yeah, he wants to protect, but he's protecting out of fear. So what you have to do is one. I don't know if you're doing this. So if you're not, please put it in the comments and let me know. A lot of people, when dogs show this behavior, try to talk to the dog. It's okay. They're good people. You don't have to worry about them. And you're petting them, soothing them in an unwanted state of mind, because that, even if they're unsure and if his tail is down, he's doing it more out of fear because he doesn't know these people and he doesn't trust. And I'm sure at this point now, because as humans, we have it in the back of the head, our dog may bite somebody. We're nervous. So if we're nervous, they're going to be nervous. So this is a case where I always say, I do suggest muzzle conditioning the dog. Muzzles are not negatives, guys. Um, and anybody again who follows me here or on my Facebook Live on Saturday mornings at 11, know when I talk about muzzles, the muzzle, yes, it's for the dog, but it's more for the human. Because if I muzzle a dog, you don't have to worry about anybody getting bit. You naturally calm down. And if you can calm down, you'll see a change in your dog, not that fear of, oh my God, he might do something. Because then if we have him on the leash and we're afraid he's going to do something, we wrap the leash around our hands a million times. We sit there and we're going to hold that leash and no, you're not going to do it. Or we do the opposite and we baby talk them. It's okay. It's only Jeff. Jeff's a good guy. He's not going to hurt you. And we're petting him and soothing him, but his mind is unsure. So I actually only hold his collar. Yeah, that's actually even worse. I I refrain from petting him at that point. I try to get him to sit and definitely tell him no barking, no growling with brisk shh. Okay. That's great, but I would still utilize a leash more, because if you're holding his collar, it's such a tight hold you have to hold the collar with. You're white knuckling it, and you're actually forcing him to do something in a little different way than I would like to see. Um, what I would like to see is have a collar on with a leash, a collar preferably that won't slip over his head. And when he's barking, growling, or doing anything that is that unwanted behavior, it's not a bad behavior. I'm telling you now, it's not a bad behavior. It's an unwanted behavior because we don't like it. What I would like to see is a top of the leash and a firm no or nope. Um, not unless it works. Whatever discipline word you want to use, because you want to disagree with that unwanted behavior. But again, if somebody knocks on the door and he's showing that already, that door cannot get open, because if you open the door and let the people in, even though it's insecurity, it's scared, or even if it's overexcitement, it is rewarding him. It's like Monty, what's behind door number one? Yay, I get my prize, and we don't want to give him the prize until the state of mind is where you want. And you're doing the right thing with your guests coming in. They should no look, no touch, no talk. They're there to see you, not the dog. And the only way he should be introduced to people is when he is 100% calm and he goes over to them like a gentleman. And what he should do is, if they're sitting down, sniff their feet, even if they're standing, work their way. Absolutely no eye contact either. No, if you're talking about your guests, If he's not, and if you're holding him by a collar, it's also hard to get him to look at you, and you want him to look at you for guidance. So I'm not sure that absolutely no eye contact are you talking about for your guests or to you? Yes, to the guest. Yeah, but I want him to be able to look at you, and that's why I'm not a big fan of holding the collars because it's too hard for him to look at you. And you want him to look at you for guidance. Hey, what do you want me to do then? You're telling me not to do this. You're saying, mommy, it's okay for these people to come in the house. How do you want me to react? And they got to look at you for guidance. Eye contact is really important if they're looking at you, their pack leader. Um, and that's why I like the leash better because it gives you that space and it gives you a way to disagree with it. When you're holding the collar, you can't really make that sound, no, no, psh, or whatever, uncomfortable. Remember, you got to make their unwanted behavior like when we grew up. You did something wrong, you got punished. The punishment was designed to be uncomfortable so you don't make the same mistake twice. Just holding back the collar, that's tension. Nobody likes to be around tension. I know that's like if you grab the back of my shirt as I'm walking, I'm going to try to get away. So, yeah, I understand what you're doing and I applaud. I mean, I applaud it. Keep up the good work. I mean, you took a dog that was terrified of people, turned it around 180 degrees. We just got to cross this little bit of a hurdle. But I do think muzzle conditioning would definitely help you. Use a Baskerville muzzle. This way they can still pant, um, drink water. They can take treats out of people's hands. But what the muzzle will do more so for the dog is that you as the human will calm down because then you don't have to worry about if he does move forward and tries to bite, he can't. So muzzle conditioning is a great, great thing for dogs that are reactive. But I would definitely work on, again, a controlled environment. I don't know if you were here from the beginning, Barbara. I talk about controlled environments. What I would do is have a family friend or a neighbor or somebody who's not very familiar with come over. Well, when I hold him by the collar, I actually am next to him. So I make sure he doesn't feel the need to get in front of me. No, I agree with you. I agree with that, but you can do the same thing with a leash and be standing up tall because remember, dogs understand body language. How does another dog control a dog? They posture over. So if you're on the leash, you're standing up taller. You're above him, not squatting down to grab the collar. I don't know how big he is, how your physical size compared to his, but you want to have that air of presence, that standing up tall and just pop. Nope. And again, the pop, when I talk about pop in the leash, it's not to hurt the dog, choke the dog, scare the dog, hurt, or anything. You're not throwing the dog into the wall, but you want to make it uncomfortable. So when they hear that sound, whatever discipline sound you're using at that particular time, no, no, psh, if that's what you're using, psh. So that sound now is becoming uncomfortable too. So hopefully, eventually, you just go, psh, and the dog's like, okay. And then once you get their attention, the pop of the leash and the sound that we're using is designed to get the dog's attention to look at us. Hey, what do you want from me then? Sit. Now I can give you something else to do. Focus on me. Don't worry about them. I'm telling you it's okay. Without all the words, of course. But again, I would set him up for success by having a friend or a relative or somebody living in the house just go around, knock on the door, and work on not opening that door if he's in any other state of mind but calm. And it could take a while because you're dealing with insecurity. Insecurity is baby steps. I mean, and what you're going to find with dogs with insecurity, I'm sure you have in the months you've had them, is you make that 2 steps forward and sometimes you take a step back. And that's okay. It's how we work them through it. But the calmer we I'm sorry, the quicker that gets through them. Yes, I understand the pop. I've done a leash walk to keep him from sniffing the garbage cans, beauty bags, and associated with the leave it. So now just the command leave it is enough. So you want to do the same thing at the door when guests are coming in. Same way you did it on the walk. So now just the verbal sound is working, which is perfect. But you want to associate this now, and the leash just gives you much better access. Um, I love the leash. It's my second favorite training tool. I use it in anything I need to control my environment with the dog at when they're showing these unwanted behaviors. Um, so eventually, so I don't have to use it. Like you said, now you say leave it, and he leaves the garbage bags or whatever alone on the walk. you have to do the same thing. So when you say shh, eventually they get it and create a boundary by the door. He's not allowed past this threshold. It's a whole process, but so well worth it. Because he shouldn't have to feel like he has to protect you unless he needs to. Because remember, I said the leash is my second favorite training tool. My first favorite training tool is your energy. Energy is the actual communication tool that we can use with our dogs. I've said this on my last platform that I was trying. Now I'm just directly on Facebook. I was actually able to put little words up there, and I kept saying, "Energy is the energy is the communication to our dogs. Your energy communicates more to your dogs than anything we can say or do with our leash. Your energy. If I'm calm, they're calm. If I'm nervous that they're going to do something, they're nervous they're going to do something. So we project a lot of that negative energy towards our dogs because they show these unwanted behaviors when actually we have to take it a step back and actually go calmer. Even dogs that have bit me, and I've got 9 stitches in my hand before. I've been bit, unfortunately, more times than I probably actually not that many times because I see it coming, so I'm pretty quick. But when I got bit by that dog that gave me the 9 stitches in my hand, he was at a level 10, and I was actually at a level 1 of calmness because I knew I wasn't going to control him in any other state but calm. I had to be so calm to control him. It was the only way I was going to do it. Bob says if he actually thinks he's alpha now, then not aggressive alpha, but just needs to be in front all the time. It needs to be first. Absolutely not. So we need to have him walking next to us or behind us at times. Absolutely. The alpha mentality is one of the worst things a dog can have. I hate what I see, and I see it here where I am right now. All these people with these dogs and the retractable leashes and all this crap that we have out there for these dogs, and the dogs are 20 feet in front of their owners. Those dogs think they're alpha, and that can trigger such an ugly, unwanted behavior from a dog just with another dog. I've seen it here. My Zoe is really good. When I walk her, she's on a short leash. When I see another dog, when there's no other dogs around, half the time I put the leash on my belt. But if I see another dog, I shorten up the leash so she stays with me. So first, that other dog doesn't look at her as, oh, that's the alpha dog of that pack because they're in front of the pack. And she doesn't think she's alpha. But when people have those retractable leashes and the happy-go-lucky dog comes running over to Zoe and gets in her face, she'll let him know in no uncertain terms. That's unacceptable. So, yeah. The structure walk, Barbara. I don't know if you watched my YouTube channel at all. Besides this live, I have it. It's called. Hold on, I gotta look at my phone again because I get stunad every so often. Just bear with me here. Let me just get into my channel. There's a playlist on my channel called "How to Leash Train My Dog: 5 Easy Steps." I do highly recommend it. Not just because I did it. I highly recommend it for the sake of your dog. It's about the structure of the walk. Though this is my first time streaming you through recommendation. Great, I love it. Hopefully you're getting some good positive stuff here. Let me know in the comments, negative, if you think this is really valuable, or even if you don't. Because if I'm not presenting it right, then I'm not doing you a service or anybody else a service. But if you subscribe to my YouTube channel, you don't need to subscribe to see the videos. They're free to the public. That playlist, How to Leash Train My Dog, is really good because I break the walk down to 5 steps. Putting the leash on the dog, put the leash on when the dog's calm, only when the dog's calm. Threshold management's crucial. The most crucial part of the walk. Anybody who's watched me on any of my live platforms know how important threshold management is. And then I go into the actual structure of the walk before, the first 2 episodes aren't even walking yet. And it's about the dog staying with us, next to me, behind me, following me, not sniffing the ground, not peeing and pooping, not anything like that. It's about structure. We're going from point A to point B. No, this is great. I feel like I'm already on the same page and doing similar things. So my research is great. And you can utilize me on anything. Like I said, Barbara, I don't know if you're a part of, find my Facebook page, like my Facebook page. I do the same platform every Saturday morning at 11 o'clock on Facebook Facebook Live Q&A session every Saturday morning. Definitely try to get the eye contact. If I get to do these videos tomorrow with Zoe, you're going to see her looking at me a lot for guidance. She looks at me constantly for guidance. It's a beautiful thing. It's almost like what my kids did when we were out in public. They always looked for me for guidance, or even now they're adults, sometimes they look at me for guidance. It's part of our jobs as parents, as dog parents, as pack leaders, whatever words we want to put onto it. Eye contact is real crucial, guys. I know I should be looking more at the camera. I tend to look at myself. Why? I don't know. I don't like the way I look half the times. I didn't shave. But, as long as you guys are getting, valuable information out of this, I'm going to keep doing this. I don't care if there's one viewer or 10,000 viewers. I'm going to keep doing this. Barbara, thank you for joining us. I really appreciate it. And if you get value out of this, please, smash the like button. Share my YouTube channel, my Facebook page out with your friends and family and fellow dog lovers around the country and around the world. Since you're new with me, one of my favorite sayings is, together we can help one dog and one family at a time, and I do believe we can. And that's what this platform was designed for. It's not always about making this, but if you do need any help in the future, Barbara, I can always do private one-on-one sessions via Zoom with you. I've done quite a few Zooms with people, and I think if Michelle's still on, I know we did a Zoom session. It's 2 hours of me really elaborating specifically on your issue, and sometimes more than 2 hours because I love what I do. We can always set up something like that. That is an economical way to have me come into your home without me being in your home. Also, in 2021, it's a safer way for me to be in your home without being in your home. Thank you, Michelle. Michelle's been an avid follower of mine since I started my lives, I think, which is going back to March of 2020 when the pandemic hit, because that's when I first started doing the lives. But Barbara, I'm glad. I hope you got some good information. You're going to work on it and come back either Saturday or next Wednesday night at 7 o'clock and let me know how it's going. Or shoot me a message via Facebook or text me at 631-514-9128. Let me know how it's going. If you have any questions, you can always text me, Facebook messaging me, or I don't know how it works on YouTube, but messaging. I will definitely keep that in mind, and I'm trying to finesse my dog's behavior. Think I did great so far. It sounds like you did great. And again, take advantage of my live platforms. They're free. Save you some money. That's good. Like I said, just share. All I ask in return for doing these free things, guys, is share this out with the world. Get it out there for me, because I'm too old to figure out how this stuff works. This modern technology, this internet world. I try to do my sharing. I try to get it out there as best as I know how to. But you know what? There's more tech savvy people. But in fact, my wife came up with a great solution. Maybe I got to start checking out some of the local colleges, see if I can get an intern to help me with my social media campaign, which I'm good with. But with that being said, guys, if there's no other questions, we're about that 40-minute mark, which is about where we cut it off, unless there's more questions. If there's more questions, guys, I will stay on here all night. My wife may not be too happy because my office/bedroom is interfering with her. But with that being said, guys, again, thank you for inviting me into your home this Wednesday evening. I really, really appreciate it. And as always, stay healthy, stay safe. God bless. And remember, together we can help one dog and one family at a time. Enjoy the rest of your evening, guys. Hopefully, I'll see you Saturday morning at 11 o'clock on my Facebook page.